Hello, Benjies. Welcome to BingeWorthy, part of the Geekish Network. We binge a show to let you know if you should. I'm your host, Rakai Newt from the Ville. Hello, Governor. And today with me, I have my wonderful co-host. I'm going to start it off with the immaculate Miss Courtney Scott Wright. Say hello to the people.
Hello. Hey. I don't know if I'm immaculate today. I
just wear
got
it.
some boxing.
You always immaculate,
just
dear.
Just own it.
That's right. That's right. We have the effervescent Mr. Johnny Randolph. Say hello to the people, sir.
What it do?
All right. And we have the OG, triple OG, one of the founders of the Geekish Network himself, Mr. Charles Babb. Say hello to the people, Chuck.
What's up, people? What's going on?
All right, now, if you're an audience member, feel free to communicate with us. Today, we're going to let you know if you should watch Amazon Prime's Butterfly. Now, spy thriller Butterfly follows former intelligence operative David Jung, who fakes his death to protect his daughter, Rebecca, from his former partner, Juno, who runs a powerful private intelligence agency called Caddis. When Rebecca becomes a lethal assassin for Caddis, David reemerges to save her. But she's torn between her loyalty to Juno and the disturbing truth about her father and the corrupt agency. The series is a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game as David and Rebecca uncover a deep conspiracy involving high-level political and corporate influence. Now, our technical producer, one of the best in the land, Mr. Rodney Cajudo, he will post our cast members' ratings for Amazon Prime's Butterfly. Now, while Rodney posts the ratings, I want to let you know that we'll rate the show at the beginning. Then we'll have our discussion and we'll rate it again at the end just to see if anyone's had a change of heart. So, Mr. Rodney, also one of the other founder of the Geekish Network. Rodney, what did we come up with? I don't see it on.
Yeah. Curious.
Come in. Uh-oh.
I don't see Rodney's screen.
I don't see a screen too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy to work with then.
Mine was a snack.
Put snack in.
So
mine was a snack.
That's right. My bad, Courtney. I'm looking at it now. Yours is a snack.
All right. So we have 3 mini meals and a snack, and that still at this point is going to round up to a mini meal.
And just to give you a heads up, Mark gave it a full meal.
Yeah, Mark gave it a full meal in the chat.
Really? Mark, I want to hear.
We're going to have to talk about that. Mark going to have to get on the show because I'll tell you. But so let's go around. Let's give a real brief explanation for your rating. Let's start with you, Mr. Randolph.
There were qualities about this show that I did like, especially the first couple of episodes. I thought the pacing of it was really good, and that was kind of influenced by the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was hitting, and it made it fun. We got a really succinct story. I like that it wasn't trying to be more than what it was. For the first 4 to 5 episodes, I thought it was really simple and didn't try to be something different. What I was disappointed was from the trailer of this show, it sold me as this was going to be an action story. And I thought that it could have really benefited for better action sequences, specifically fight scenes. The fight scenes could have helped us develop these characters, as fights can be a story in there. I thought we could have got a lot more from that. And it seemed a little low budget, like they ran out of money for it. And because we got so light on the story on these 6 episodes, we should have gotten a lot more action. But overall, I was entertained, but this wasn't a priority for me to watch, or isn't a priority for me to watch. It's one of those things, if I literally have nothing else better to do, I'm like, let's give it a try. And that's how I would recommend it. So that's why I say this is a solid mini meal.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to go next, and I'm going to say I wanted to like this show. I really, really did. I like Daniel Day Kim as an actor. And I agree with a lot of what you said, Randy. It was light on story, light on action. I think to me, the show didn't know who it wanted to be. Was it going to take itself serious and be more Mission Impossible? Was it going to be a little bit over the top, like the last season of Reacher, or more, Fast and Furious? It really didn't have a real identity. And then just some of the choices for these people to be top level intelligence agents and spies and assassins, some of the choices they made, I was like, who did you just graduate from assassin school yesterday? Like where they do that at? I wanted to like it, and it was just okay to me. So mini meal. Let's go with you, Miss Courtney.
Um, oh, Rakai. Like you, I was all in from the minute I saw the trailer. I was really excited. I thought the trailer was really well done. And I'm a huge Daniel Day Kim fan. And especially since we got to see a different side of him in Airbender, the last Airbender live action. Love me some like Zaddy Ozai. Because I think I showed up for that. Maybe that was my fault.
I knew
Not
you
that I
were gonna say
expected
that.
him to be
You got
shirtless,
bamboozled.
but I expected more action, like you said. I don't think that I agree 100% that the show didn't know what it wanted to be, because I needed less of honestly, I didn't need the wife and little girl at all. I didn't need them. I don't know where they came from. I thought for sure if it was just the wife, I thought for sure, you know, we were gonna lose that character early on. And things progressed in a different trajectory. And so I didn't know what was happening. And I don't think they did either. And so I'm watching this film series, and it could have wrapped up in 4 episodes for me. So as much as I love Daniel Day Kim, and as much as I loved
Piper
the
Perabo.
male villain, and I thought the
Gun.
girl for the female actress,
Rebecca.
The one that played his
the girl who
daughter.
played Rebecca.
Yeah.
I can't think of her real name. I know her last name starts with an H. I don't think she understood her character.
Raina Hardesty.
Hardesty, yeah. Mm-hmm. I couldn't figure out her character, so I didn't know who to root for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you, Courtney. And Chuck.
Same things you all said. I'm gonna sum it up even quicker than that. It felt like a 1995 Korean TV show when Korea started putting their money into television with the modern day veneer to it. I felt as though this show didn't have enough action sequences in it, and I felt that it felt like it was kind of poorly written. It was very poorly written. Even some of the dialogue was poorly written, and that's old school Korean. And I was expecting a up to date modern Korean show, especially if Amazon Prime paying for this show. I was expecting something more standard, and it felt like a budget version of every modern day action show we have on Netflix and Amazon and HBO and Hulu and FX
Apple.
and Paramount and Apple. And it's like I wanted something more, especially coming out of Korea, because the show did come out of Korea.
Oh, it did. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Can
Thank
I
you,
say one
Chuck.
thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does anybody remember that movie with Jennifer Lopez? I think it was called The Mother. And she literally was the CIA
Yes,
agent or like
Netflix. Yeah.
assassin or what have you. And she
And
left
lost
her
her
daughter.
Yep.
She left her daughter in order to keep her safe, but she was always keeping an eye on her just in case her life backlashed onto the daughter's, new home life or what have you.
Yeah.
She thought her mother was dead or didn't know she was adopted, whatever. And at the time I watched the movie, I was like, I don't know, it was okay. Now, the movie was a masterpiece.
Compare this.
I just feel like that's the story. And maybe again, I connected dots that I didn't, nobody asked me to, but that's what I was expecting.
Okay. It's funny, like Chuck, how you said that this was a 1995 Korean property, and I don't know, you summed that up succinctly. I got that immediately. You know what this felt like to me? that first season of shows that came out on Apple TV when it was trying to find it's like Jason Momoa's C show, where it's like you want to like it, and you be like, oh, this is awful. What?
I was thinking like Tubi.
Nah, this is better than Tubi show. Nah,
It's not much better
This
than
is better
Tubi.
than C, to be honest. Let's
Oh yeah,
much better than Tubi.
This is better. This is better than the first season of C. C got a little bit better. Not much, but it did get a little bit better.
Which season got better than C? We off track. We off track.
Yes, let's stay on track. Let's stay.
I was saying,
yeah. All right. So for this, since we talked about that the story wasn't really there and it was a story that we've seen before, let's talk about, was there any sort of character development that you liked in this particular 6-episode series? Go ahead, Courtney.
Gun. The guy.
Yeah.
The male with the knives.
Yeah. The main villain, Kim Ji-hoon.
Yeah. I found myself rooting for him. I thought he was the most fleshed out. He knew exactly what his mission was. He knew how to execute what needed to be done, and he didn't waste any time. There's only one time that man had a conversation he didn't need to have, and that's just because they wrote it for him. And, he did his job. But
and to me, that was a problem because I thought he was the most interesting, but we didn't get enough of him. And I thought we could have dealt more. So every other character was flat. And I don't want to give too much of a spoiler away, but at the end, I just didn't care that a person was attacked. And it didn't build up. They didn't build that person up enough for me to care, or for me to really care almost about anybody. The character development was a problem.
For the character I'm talking about, Gun.
He was saying all together. Go ahead.
All together, but in terms of just kind of finishing up what I was thinking about his character, I thought that his character, like I said, it was the most clear and executed the way it needed to be, and I felt like the conclusion of his arc was not justified. I mean, after everything, we'd seen in that show, I didn't, where it went, I just didn't feel like it was earned for him. Maybe it's because I just loved him so much. I was like, oh no, what's going to happen to him? So that was my standout.
There were two characters I was more curious about that we didn't get enough screen time of. And I thought that I was kind of intrigued about their story, where their story could have been, because they hinted at it. And that was the Kim family, Dotae Kim, the father, his new wife's father, and Miss Kim, the mother. I really wanted to know more about them. I happily wanted to know more about their son, Sang-hoon Kim, especially after the one scene where they all met together. I was like, I want to know more about what's going on in their lives and how that's going to, if this is seeding for season 2. Like they're like, oh, we're doing some foreshadowing for season 2, and maybe it will involve them more. That's what I'm assuming. But I was more curious about them. Everybody else, I was like, I've seen this archetype before, and I wish it went beyond the archetype. And usually Korean dramas and Korean action films, they do come with that twist. They just didn't have that. They didn't do that for me in the first 6 episodes. So that's what I was expecting out of them.
Okay, that makes sense. And I guess we've kind of, we're kind of doing character development and standout characters kind of at the same time. I agree with both of you. I was really interested just because of the way that the father-in-law dealt with David. I wanted to know more about him. Like, who is he? I was like, is he a triad boss or something? Like, who is he? He got a lot of juice. And I don't know if I was, super interested in the mom and the son or whatever, but I was interested in him. But Gun was Darth Maul, the most interesting person on the show, and you give me about 5 minutes of total screen time with him.
It's a problem.
Yeah, and the thing was, easily handling everybody he came along with. Like, Courtney is right. Like how that how that concluded, I don't agree with it. There's a lot of ways that we could have went with this thing, and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, our two main villains, because he was a villain, but our main villain, Juno, and her son Oliver, what they used to do on In Living Color, hated it.
Yeah, we could have reduced Oliver's screen time by like 95%.
No, I really feel like the only thing that they was trying to do with Juno was show her outfits.
Really?
Because she was dressed all the time. She was G'd up.
Costume was on point.
Yeah.
Costumes were on point. But it got to one point when I was like, why is she wearing that? Like, you're literally on your way to like interrogate somebody and you about to go to Fashion Week.
Was that when she had the overcoat over the shoulders and shit? I said, what?
No, that one I
thought she served the purpose, guys. I guess
as what?
As the villain.
To like do something special.
The villain at Victoria's Secrets, the villain at Vogue magazine.
I mean, it's like
as the villain for Clydemus. Y'all didn't think she served as Caddis as a facilitator and her David's former partner? I thought she was sufficient in that.
Nah.
I thought Oliver was a complete waste of time, but I thought she served as a villain.
I mean, she read the lines that was written for her in the part, but you know, as far as villains go, like, I don't know. I just feel like we're in a new age of media. You know, there's certain places you can't go back to. I can't go back to before X-Men 97. I can't go back to, you know, before they just did Lex Luthor in the Superman movie, and he was completely unhinged and a pure villain from the start to finish. I love it. This, nah.
But as mid, right? And I guess that's why I gave it a midi because that's why I gave it a midi. I didn't think she was terrible. I thought she did. Yeah, I was entertained by it.
Here's I didn't think she was believable.
Yes.
I didn't think she was believable. Did she serve the purpose? Yes. She read the lines. She tried to be menacing. Hell, as a matter of fact, like, for one, her mentor, the dude who's secretary or whatever,
Senator Dawson.
At no point did he seem like he was in fear of anything that she's talking about. She's running the most, you know, the top-notch private intelligence agency for hire on the planet, and he didn't seem bothered.
I didn't think he was supposed to be. Like, that's an offshoot, and he knew he had all the power in that dynamic always. That's the way I interpret that he had all the power, and that's why he was genuinely surprised when his center circle had been compromised about it. He even tells us, like, she wouldn't even try to do that. He never had a problem with Cadamus. They provide all the funding. They provide all the control. I never thought that he thought of her as being.
And that's what didn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
The whole time when he pushed up on her at first and he knew she was guilty, these people then popped up dead, and he said some things to her.
Can I say one thing? I think this show suffered from the writing. The writers were there's a lot of things they missed on. For example, they raided the office in Korea, right? It's the FBI that raided the office in Korea. What is the FBI doing outside the country? It would be the CIA.
That part. I was like, do they have? Does the FBI, just because it's an American-based company, do you have jurisdiction to come into Korea?
No, they do not. No, absolutely
not. Why were you even there? I was screaming at the TV. There were so many things that I was like, what?
Like they had
what?
In the writer's room, they was like, they'll never notice. They'll never notice.
Yeah, and like the senator. You know, if he's head of the CIA or FBI, he wouldn't be called a senator anymore. Yes, he probably was a senator prior to being elevated, but
he was head of the Senate Intelligence Committee. That's what he was head of.
Yeah, he used to be in the CIA. Now he's head of
the director of the CIA, and he was her mentor when he was there. And then
because he was going to make a push to run for president.
Correct.
Yes, but he's a senator.
You can be
He's a senator.
the
I
senator,
mean,
intelligence
but
commander.
he's over the intelligence community.
Yeah.
So he's oversight.
Uh-huh.
So I accepted that. That wasn't the issue for me. That wasn't anything that like red flagged. But everything she said, red, because she's, going over to him and, making up this, just having like a regular briefing, like, are you affiliated? Are you like your own thing? Like, it's just, and she sold out her part. They never explained why she sold out her partner, David Jung. Never explained that. Just that she did.
Well,
Was
we
he, I
can.
mean, I needed to see them fight. I needed to see some sort of like problem between them. And you just drop it like, oh, she tried to have him killed. Like, that's a deep cut for you to
Well,
just
we
decide I'm
can
gonna.
we can jump into some of the other stuff into our after hours thing, because there's a few things that you're bringing up, Courtney. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. There was a lot of flaws in the writing. So when we go into the after hours and we get to talking spoiler rich, then we can get into some of these flaws and stuff and point out a lot of these things that just did not work. Um, Anybody have any last remarks before we go on and rewrite this thing?
Yes. The character of Rebecca.
Uh-huh.
I thought that the actress actually did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't, again, it's kind of what Chuck said. She suffered the whole thing suffered from the writing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because I wanted to root for her. I wanted to feel her pain that her dad, abandoned her, and yet I couldn't get a grasp on, as a writer, the storytelling is supposed to kind of send me down the journey of the characters' feelings, and I'm supposed to feel along with them and make a decision of what I'm hoping for. And I just felt like they let she was let down.
Mm.
I I agree with you wholeheartedly. Um, Chuck, Randy, any parting words?
Yeah. I think this does suffer from bad writing, and I'm really upset they didn't. This is a show that can jump the shark, and they should have jumped the shark. I don't say that about many shows like Reacher jumped the shark, but they didn't jump it hard enough. I think this show suffered from not trying to jump it at all. They try to make it realistic and grounded, and nobody wants to see that show. That show's kind of boring. We want to see them go all out. We want all out action. We want some really good scenes. The scenes, I'm not saying the action scenes were bad. They were just there. And we're in a world where we see so many amazing and spectacular scenes that this just didn't deliver on that. And I hope in the future they continue to show that they would deliver in that.
Okay,
Oh, I just think
Randy.
they got to choose one. You can't give us a weak story and then give us bad action. You can't give us bad action in a weak story. So we needed a little something to grab onto. And that's the reason for my man.
Yeah.
I was entertained by it, but nothing more than it's not a priority for me.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything all three of you just said. Weak story. The action wasn't good enough. And I kept watching it because I kept having the hope that it was going to get better. I was like, oh, okay, these first couple episodes was okay, mid at best, but it's about to pop off, and it just never popped. I think, except for Gunn, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
including Daniel Day Kim's David Jung, I didn't believe any of the characters. The only other character I could have believed, until she started fighting with Jung, and then I didn't believe her anymore. Until she started fighting with Gunn, was Raina Hardesty's Rebecca. I didn't even believe uh, Daniel Day Kim as a former,
I didn't even.
one of the top operatives in the world. It's just like, I mean, I know he's been out for a little while, but nah, I
He seems a little
didn't believe
longer
it.
in the tooth.
I don't
Well,
know.
I just thought, yeah, he didn't come off that. And I thought we were trying to bring him from other things, hoping that we believed he would be this character. At least that's what I thought. I thought the actor I wanted to believe he was, but I didn't get a good performance out of this.
I,
Yeah, just
I
go
don't know
ahead,
if
Courtney.
I'm still frozen. I was frozen for a little while there. But if y'all can hear me,
We can
Yes.
hear you.
I I think that the problem for me is that you bring this character back from the dead to rescue his daughter, but yet you gave him a whole family that he built for 9 years, including another child, and he's trying to straddle both worlds. And that, to me, you gotta send your hero character on one journey, and he was on two heroes' journeys at the same time. Like, is that just me?
No, we
No,
hear you.
no,
We hear you.
no,
Listen.
no. We'll dissect that in the after hours. Because I don't disagree with you at all. It was messy. Just I don't know what they were doing in the writing room for real. So since you were the last one, Courtney, how would you like to re-rate this?
I mean, I'm gonna stay at a snack.
Okay. Randy, how would you like to re-rate this?
Mini meal. It was just meant to me.
Okay. Chuck, how would you like to re-rate this?
I'm gonna stay at the mini meal too. It was just mid. It was like, okay.
Okay. I think I'll stay at a mini meal too, but I was really close to downgrading to a snack. But I think I'll stay at a mini meal. So BingeWorthy from the Geekish Network suggests that this movie came in at our mid rating, which was a mini meal. Okay. Check it out if you want to come up with your own estimation of what you think the show was, and and maybe we'll have a deeper discussion. I do want to say that in the very, very near future, we are going to be rolling out the Geekish Network's Discord channel, and we want you to look out for our Patreon. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a further in-depth, spoiler-rich discussion about this show, and you'll be able to find that content very soon on the Patreon.
Yeah. And tell people they can comment here too. Comment, tell us what you think the show was.
Absolutely.
Mark went down to a mini meal.
Look, see. Welcome, Mark. Welcome to the conversation. Yeah, absolutely. Every time that you see this show, when we come on, we do encourage you to comment in the chat. We do get a chance to read the chat while we're up, and we will comment on it as the show's going on. But we're trying something a little new now, so we're going to go to a separate format. So we're going to do a spoiler-free binge-worthy review where we give you our opinions on whether or not you should watch the show. And what we're saying with this show is, yeah, give it a try. It's not a guaranteed lock for us, but if you don't have anything else better to do, throw it on, see what you think. And then very soon you'll be able to catch our 100% all spoiler review, our deep talk about it in the Patreon, and check us on Discord very soon. So just keep watching out for that. I want to give a very special thank you to my wonderful co-hosts, Ms. Courtney Scott Wright, Mr. Johnny Randolph, Mr. Charles Babb, the greatest technical producer in the land, Mr. Rodney Cajudo, our wonderful partners who are not here with us tonight, Allison Dela Cruz, Miss Catherine Hicks, and Mr. Sintel with the Intel, almost gave us a government. With that said, we will see you next. Oh, don't let me forget. I almost forgot. Chuck, don't let me forget. If you have any digital marketing needs, listen, you need to go to Digital Click. You've seen us on Geek Beast, and you've seen the graphics and what we put up here on BingeWorthy. So if you have any marketing needs, any graphical needs, make sure that you check out Digital Click. We will see you all next week at the same time. And we'll announce pretty soon on the site what we'll be watching next week. Peace.
Yeesh.
Carol, you're in remission. I don't even know how many people work behind the scenes, but I want to be able to say thank you to every single person because they've saved my life. Every single one of them.